Welcome, Laure, and thank you for taking the time and sharing with us. You have published hundreds of posts about unschooling, and I love how you focus on listening to your kids and follow what they are naturally curious about. What made you decide to do so?
I didn't publish so much about unschooling. Actually, I'm really specialized in positive parenting. So it's more on relationship with children, and it's not the unschooling part actually is not really showing on my personal blog. Yes, I'm an unschooler, and I've been publishing on unschooling, but on Leo Babota's unschoolery community part, not as an unschooler myself. What made me decide to unschool is actually a long process. When I was young, even as a kid, I felt that really definitely school is not a place for learning because it's like so frustrating. You can never learn what you want, when you want, as deep as you want. I always had this question in me, and I was like, yeah, I have a question, and the teacher would say, we're gonna see this in 3 weeks, and like my interest would just die in between or something. So I thought it was I love school because I received love from the teachers, and all from some teachers, obviously not all. And also I had a lot of friends and boyfriends and girlfriends, and so it was a cool place for me to be. But I really felt it was really short on learning. My intellectual curiosity was totally not fed by school. And because all the adults around me thought like basically you're learning at school, so nobody actually really helped me feed this curiosity in another place, in another way. So I was just spending all my time reading novels and just fleeing out of this world in very, more satisfactory worlds. So then I thought I would always homeschool my kids actually. And when I was to teach them so many different interesting things, but actually when I was pregnant, I read a book, and it was a general book about alternative parenting, and there was one chapter on unschooling, and it struck me really hard in the heart that this was it, that actually I shouldn't want to be like somebody teaching over my kid or something and trying to inform him the way I'm, to make him my ideal sage or something. So it took a little for me to let go of all these dreams of, kind of teaching him. And I decided to instead let him grow like a free tree and trust that he would naturally be drawn to the best methods for him, the best subject, and everything that was important for him was important for a reason, which I didn't master myself. But nurturing this drive inside to make him grow like, a harmonious tree, that was to be my part. And I never regretted it. And I'm very happy about that. Now he's 6 years, and I have a girl who is 3 also. And so it's going quite cool. They spend their time doing a lot of construction with building blocks, different, many different toys, which are for creative building stuff, and reading a lot. And he started to read at 3.5. And the funny thing is, he didn't ever sit to learn to read. He was talking all day about it. Between 3 and 3.5, he was asking me constantly, how do you spell truck? And I would go and spell it. And then he would say, and if I make the letter P-A-P-E-U, what's the sound? So I said, oh, papio, that's a strange sound. That's a strange word. And so he would like play in his head with letters without doing it on paper, actually. And then he got the trick at 3.5, and he stopped talking to me. For 2 days, he was like just reading. And he was fascinated that actually it finally made sense,
Yeah.
And I was like, what a silence. He was literally obsessed by learning how to read. So, and now he's going from one subject to another. We did organic chemistry. We did so many things. My daughter, she's playing a lot with dolls, simply nurturing the baby, carrying it around and things like this. They go in the garden, dig and do whatever. I mean, we see a lot of people. They go with me on many different business things also, meeting bankers in many different contexts. And we travel, we do, I mean, it's very, it's really life, it's not something in a box,
Yeah. So if you had to summarize how a normal day looks like for your kids, how would that be?
About like I just said, like very different. They wake up about when they want. They do music. They build. They read. We see friends. We go to friends. We receive them. They jump on the trampoline. They go outside. My daughter, she loves to run under the rain, and she's like, it freaks my husband out completely. He's like, she's gonna get sick. But she so enjoys it. It's fascinating. So I try to make it when he's not home, so she can just be in the mud. And, even if it's cold, she really, really loves it. So I try to not put my own value system on their interests. That means I don't consider that, for example, learning to read is more important than drawing. If they like drawing, it's great for me that they like drawing.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to judge what they do or to evaluate what is more important, what is less important. If they want to learn everything about, like, he was into, car, how do you call that? Car brands or stuff like that. It's okay for me, to learn everything about Mercedes, whatever.
Yeah. That's nice. So if we go from your kids to yourself, what would you tell your high school self if you could travel back in time?
If I could travel back in my high school years, I basically would tell myself to really take responsibility for my life and to completely stop trusting the system and the adults around, that they had their own picture, rooted in their own time, rooted in their own experiences, and that had nothing to do with me. That if I wanted the life that I wanted, which was always a life which makes sense, basically as a teen, I decided that what made sense in life was searching wisdom. So I was all out for wisdom, which was cool by itself, but I didn't pay any attention to the material side of life, because I was all about learning and following wisdom and living adventure. And I didn't pay any attention about how could that work as a job, which can, but you have to pay attention, sometimes on it. So, and as of today, if I was a teen today, I would definitely tell myself to just start a blog, start a business about whatever is my interest, be it in whatever old brands of tires. I mean, just do it, because the world is completely different, completely connected. People with the weirdest ever interest like yours are somewhere in the world, and they can find you. So just go involve and build something, not only your own experiences, your own life, your own adventures and learning experiences, but build a business also. Try to really interact in a way that could eventually become something you can live off, based on your real passions and talents. So that's, I think, what I would say to myself in either of those times.
Yeah, I love the message.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your perspectives and insights. And where could listeners go if they want to find out more about you and your work or your ideas?
Okay, there is my positive parenting blog. I'm all into visual ideas, visual and drawings and things like this. And this painting is mine. I'm not painting anymore on canvas, but I'm drawing. They can go to my, so it's called Say Kids on Tumblr right now. I'm not sure it's going to stay on Tumblr, but for now, you link to it, I think. And other parts of me are grouped in my About Me page by my name. And I don't currently have a coaching site in English. I have a coaching site in French. So that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you. And to our listeners, head over to Laure's page and contact her. And if you want to be part of the revolution, join us at synnection.com or leave a comment right here. Thank you again, Laure.
Thank you, Jenny. You're very welcome. That was great talking to you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.